Well, doesn't he, the youngster? Could you imagine being 18 amongst the stars at Manchester City? He's proven a revelation.
Well, you've got to be good to get in that team, and boy, is he good. He does look so comfortable, talks very well, and there's a reason why Pep keeps picking him.
Yeah, that can't be easy working under Pep Guardiola.
Well, you can imagine being...
Working under Pep Guardiola.
Well, you can imagine being, like, 18 and being in that kind of, like, the intricacies of how Pep wants you to play in the spaces and in the places where you've got to go. But, like, he seems to be managing it pretty well. And that interview, he's very good in that interview.
Yeah,
sounded good. He sounded a lot older than the interview was, like, talking to him like he's a 12-year-old.
I thought he carried himself particularly well.
He did.
So let's have a look then at how City essentially brushed aside Bournemouth. It only took them 15 minutes to get the first goal. It came from Julian Alvarez. But only after they came so close initially from Erling Haaland.
Yeah, he'd be really disappointed himself that he didn't get the goal. But it was a wonderful pass and run from Gundogan to Phil Foden, who then it gets a little bit of a ricochet, falls for Erling. He can't put it in, but Alvarez can. Yeah, right place, right time. Thank you very much. You've got those instincts as a forward. You get in there and you just never know. And it falls really kindly for him off the bar, and he's not going to miss from there.
But, you know, that was all about the run and the pass from Aki, the run from Gundogan here. It was really integral in the game today. He's making some good runs, stretching them, good ball in, you know, and then, you know, it's a tap-in for Erling Haaland, very easy for him. This is just like poor work, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was from Billing, wasn't it? I mean, it was an awful pass. I don't think he sees Phil Foden there. He reacts really well, and the technique and the balance and the way he finishes off, superb. But it's an awful pass. I mean, you're already 2-0 down. You can't afford to be making any more errors, and he did. And they got punished for it. But what a goal, what a finish.
Wow.
Yeah. But the home fans did have something to cheer at the end.
Well, they did at the end, but like...
This was the own goal first.
This is the own goal. Yeah, we cut this, unfortunately, for Alvarez. You know, we'd like to give it to him, but like it's... if you see that from the other angle, it looks like it was missing, to be honest.
It's a bit harsh.
Do you think that's...
if you see that from the other angle, it looks like it was missing, to be honest.
It's a bit harsh.
Do you think that's harsh?
You know something?
As a centre forward, you know.
This is what I feel. Yeah, but I do feel for him, because when you see it, you know what I mean. It was missing the target.
Was it?
I think it was. See, they're not showing it now. It looks like I'm being nasty to him.
You'd be devastated.
Yeah, I'd be devastated. Yeah, I'd be gutted.
Other shoes on the other foot.
Exactly.
I know.
Now, to reflect on the day, the highs of Arsenal winning earlier in the day, going 5 points clear, and now seeing that deficit reduced to 2 once again?
Well, the thing is that the thing I was worried about more than anything else was making sure you get the job done against Leicester, because if we're going to be totally honest with Bournemouth and the way they're playing, there's no way they were going to be able to hold off a City, even though City were faltering on the road. So I'm pleased that the guys were able to get that job done, because we know that City were going to do that, and that's what you've got to do now. Yeah. Especially the way they're beating teams. They should have done the same with Forest. They missed too many chances. This week, they took all the chances.
But it's the best way to respond like that. Obviously, we couldn't get the clean sheet, but at the end of the day, it sends a message out, 4 goals. I think we'll be back to winning ways after this.
Certainly does send a message out. Did the early goal set the tone, did you feel, today?
I think in today's match, it did. It doesn't always, you know, especially in an away game, but I think today definitely it just set the tone and we carried on going. And it probably could have had more in the end.
Are you pleased with your own part in it? Because you won a very important tackle near the halfway line to get the thing going.
I just, like I say always, I just try and do my best for the team, and in that moment I was just ready to win the ball back and gave us a bit of momentum to score the goal. But I'm just pleased to be playing, you know, whenever I can.
Well, tell us a little bit about this role that you find yourself playing in, this inverted fullback role. How are you getting on with it? How much do you enjoy it?
I mean, I love it, to be honest. Well, when I was a lot younger, I was a midfielder, and then as soon as I came to the academy, I was more of a right-back, but I've been ushered in there a bit more, and I love it. Get more of the ball in more advanced positions, and you feel more important to the team, you know, in those midfield roles where you can turn and try and get the attack going, so I love it.
So it always feels quite natural to you, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I've done it all the way through the academy, so from 18s I started doing it, so it's more of a comfortable role, and then coming here, with the players that are around you, it makes it 10 times easier, so something that hopefully I can continue doing well.
So just finally, exactly the response you wanted today?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it'll send a message out, and you know, we'll continue to hopefully perform like this and win games like this comfortably.
Rico, well done. Thanks for your time
Thank
today.
you very much. Thank you.
He speaks well, doesn't he, the youngster? Could you imagine? Vitality Stadium, Bournemouth have got a mountain to climb now. They're 3-0 down at home to defending champions Manchester City. 15 minutes in, and City have rarely looked back.
Yeah, they've been really positive. Everything they've done, forward passing, they've really been at it today. We both expected them to win tonight. I said by 2 or 3. If Bournemouth are not careful, the form and the mood that Man City are in the second half could get messy, could get 6 or 7.
Yeah, and it was a second bite at the cherry from Julian Alvarez that got them underway, right?
Yeah, it was. It was just a matter of when, not if, that Man City were going to score, because of the number of positions that they're actually getting in. They were getting into so many good ones. Phil Foden's a lovely timed run. Haaland's unlucky. He'd be devastated that didn't go in. But Alvarez is in that spot to tuck it away. Watch the pass here and the run from Foden. Yeah. Perfection. How do you want it? Thank you very much. All right, it falls nicely for Haaland. He can't put it in. But then again, it falls perfectly for Alvarez, who's not going to make the mistake from there in the back of the net. Yeah.
The thing with that one as well is the way Rico Lewis was ready to pounce, to win the ball in that area, and then look how many players City then get forward, and then you look at that pass from Gundogan in such a tight area. It's pure quality, and they've been very impressive, to be honest. You'd expect them to.
Yeah.
You know, you'd expect them to be.
And then after coming so close with hitting the woodwork, Erling Haaland did get one in the end. He hardly had to break sweat, did he not, for City's second?
No, not really, but like it was a great pass there from Nathan Ake. You know what I mean? Super run from Gundogan. And then it's funny because he makes a run where he goes to the near post, it doesn't come for him, but then the strikers, it just falls to your feet sometimes, you know.
Well, just like it fell for Alvarez nicely, it falls for him perfectly also.
And the thing about it is that when you're in the box, you're making movement, and you just got to be in there for things like this to drop to you.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's happening. They're working very hard between them, you know. Him and Alvarez, they're doing some great running off the ball.
Yeah.
That's his 27th goal for Manchester City in the Premier League. Already beaten Sergio Aguero's 26. Yeah. In fact, the last City player to score 27, Franny Lee.
Wow.
In 71-72.
Yeah,
which is quite something. But there definitely seems to be a game plan to find Haaland more.
Well, that's what they're doing. I think they've been more direct. He's without doubt making the runs. They could find him a little bit earlier there, but at least they're trying to find him and looking. Yes, the ball can come a little bit earlier, but his runs are superb. You know that you're going to play that high line, and you get the ball correct, and he gets away, then he's going to get on the end of it, and that's been the impressive thing about them tonight. There's been the talk about, well, who's going to adjust? Is it going to be him? Is it going to be the team?
Yeah.
Tonight, it's working really, really well for them.
You know, when you see it as well, when you see him go, when he blasts, he leaves so much space for someone else. Look behind him there. You see behind him the amount of space he's running into just free. It's like once City get this right properly and they get it's more fluid, they're going to be very, very difficult to stop because they've got the best of both worlds in what they're doing.
It's always going to be a tough challenge facing the defending champions, especially when they're involved in the title race. But to give them a lending hand, as Bournemouth did for the third.
Wow, brilliant.
When you're playing against better opposition, it's important that you don't give them gifts. I know they're already 2-0 up, but I mean, it's a huge error, and it's great balance, great technique from Phil Foden, and the way, as I said, I mentioned the balance, the way he manages to stay up there and control where he is, and then to stick it away the way he did, magnificent.
The 3 touches there were brilliant, but like for me, they're brilliant. You look at him, for him to be hitting that, he's got to go back to the goalie for a start. To be hitting that ball with that much power and pace back into play. It's a crazy pass.
Great balance from Phil.
Yeah, super tough.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على شفيع المرسلين. جددت ترحابنا بجميع زوارنا الكرام في هذا الخبر الحصري الذي عنوانه موقع الكاتب.com.
Fast again. With what sort of momentum do you feel you're coming into this one here today?
Good. The opponents are ready to.
Made 3 changes from midweek. Is that largely down to the high turnover of matches just at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. We don't have, but yeah, a little bit have energy up front and see a little bit how the people behaved yesterday after a trip and short recover.
Phil Foden back in today. What opportunity is today for him?
With himself, he doesn't prove anything. He's tried to come back his best level. He struggled with a ankle this season many times, and yeah, he played really well against Nottingham Forest, and I'm pretty sure.
Stakes have increased for both sides. Bournemouth have dropped into the bottom three as a result of the earlier games. Manchester City now 5 adrift of Arsenal in second place. Let's hear from both managers, Pep Guardiola and Gary O'Neill.
Gary, you were speaking earlier on this week about the underdog spirit that you have at this club. How do you feel it can help you in challenges like today's?
Yeah, well, obviously we're undoubtedly the underdog today. Playing at the best side in the country, so yeah, there's a real togetherness here, and players, supporters, staff, real close group, and yeah, we're going to need everyone today. Definitely everyone to be at their best. Hopefully the boys can give a good account of themselves, fans can be right behind us, and we can make it as difficult as possible for a very good side.